Aria and the Secret Star Garden. Aria is a gentle girl who loves the night sky and all the bright stars. She lives in a small cottage near tall hills where the wind sings softly. Every evening she watches the sky from her window and says goodnight to the moon. She dreams of flying among the stars and meeting friendly star creatures. Her family is kind and supports her curiosity. She has a small cat named Luna who purrs beside her bed and sleeps quietly. One clear night she sees a bright light below the old oak tree in her garden. She puts on her warm coat and steps outside. The night is calm and cool. The air smells like flowers and fresh grass. She walks slowly to the tree and sees a small door carved in the bark. It shines with silver lines and small blue dots. Aria feels a warm feeling in her heart. She wants to know what is behind the door. She looks around and finds a thin silver key under a mushroom near the roots. She picks up the key and turns it in the lock. The door opens with a soft creak and she smiles with wonder. Aria takes a small step inside and sees a secret path made of glowing stones. She follows the path and hears a gentle melody. The sound is like bells far away and it makes her heart dance. The path leads to a large garden under the moonlight. The garden is full of flowers that shine like stars. Each flower glows with a soft light and moves like they breathe. The leaves shiver with magic and the ground feels warm under her feet. Aria smiles with surprise and joy. She walks among the flowers and touches a bright petal. The flower sings a gentle sound and shares its light with her hands. Aria feels happy and calm. She sees small creatures hiding behind petals and leaves. The creatures look like tiny starbirds with shining wings. They have friendly eyes and say hello. Aria speaks to them in a quiet voice. The birds chirp back in small notes. Aria learns that this is the Secret Star Garden. She learns that the garden needs a special star dust to keep its light. The dust falls only once a year at midnight on the highest hill. But the hill is far and the path is hidden. The star dust is in 3 glowing jars. Each jar is in a different part of the garden. Aria knows she must find the jars and bring them to the center of the garden. The starbirds show her the first jar near a silver fountain with water that sings. Aria walks carefully and sees the fountain water shining like crystal. At the bottom of the fountain she finds the first jar. It glows with soft white light and hums like a small star. She picks it up and feels its warm glow shine through her fingers. A bird sings a happy tune and flies above her head. Aria thanks the bird and keeps the jar safe in her satchel. Then the birds guide her to the second jar in a grove of glowing trees. The trees have smooth bark like silk and leaves like bright mirrors. The second jar is on a low branch with silver tendrils. Aria climbs a few steps and takes the jar. It glows with blue dust and feels cool in her hand. She puts both jars in her bag and smiles with pride. After she takes the second jar, the birds guide her through a maze of tall hedges. The hedges have leaves shaped like tiny stars and narrow winding paths. Aria feels a little lost at first in the dark maze. She hears a soft laugh and sees a glowing fox with golden fur beside a mossy rock. The fox looks at her with bright eyes and says in a gentle voice, "To find the third jar, you must answer my riddle. I sparkle at night, but I am not a star. You hold me to see in the dark and I may be small. What am I?" Aria thinks carefully and says, "A firefly." The fox smiles and nods, then leads Aria to a small cave with glowing stones on the walls. Inside the cave the third jar sits on a round pedestal carved from moon rock. The jar glows with pink dust and pulses like a heartbeat. Aria reaches out and holds it gently, feeling its magic warm her fingers. The air smells of dreams and hope. Aria has all 3 jars now and the starbirds fly around her in joyful circles. They lead her back to the center of the garden where a round stone well stands under a big star tree. The tree has roots like silver ribbons and leaves that shine like glass. Aria places the 3 jars around the well and opens them one by one. She pours the soft white, blue, and pink dust into the well. The dust floats above the well like tiny comets before a soft breeze blows it down like gentle rain. The well glows with a radiant light and fills with sparkling water. The water flows through hidden channels to every corner of the garden. All the flowers shine brighter than ever and the petals open wide like small suns. The garden feels alive and full of song. The starbirds chirp happily and dance in the streams of water. Aria laughs with joy and feels proud and kind inside. The birds sing a gift song and give her a tiny star feather as a present. The feather glows softly in Aria's hand like a little lantern. She thanks the birds with a gentle bow. Then the silver door glows and calls her back with a warm light. Aria walks to the door carrying the star feather and steps through. She finds herself under the old oak tree in her own garden again. The moon smiles above her and the night is calm. She walks home across the soft grass and feels her heart glow with happiness. When Aria returns home at dawn, her mother makes warm porridge and they talk about her secret adventure. Aria places the star feather on her bedside table where it hums softly like a lullaby. Every night she sees its gentle glow and remembers the secret star garden and her special friends. She dreams of new adventures and feels brave and kind. She knows that small acts of courage and kindness can light the darkest places. And she waits for next year's stardust so she can return to help her magical friends again.